one of the things you'll notice about Roger Ailes' book, and what I find really interesting in that kind of whole media ecosystem of the right, that kind of funhouse and laboratory of mental and emotional disorders being translated on television, radio, and journalism. And you heard it with Patrick Howley, that sexual harassment kid that Sam talked to a couple of weeks ago. There is this very, a lot of it has to do with like being a man and being masculine and being a tough guy. And you see it, with Roger Ailes. It's like, first of all, in other parts of the book I didn't get to, the guy is a paranoid lunatic who thinks he's like going to be personally targeted by terrorists. He has a panic room in his house. He's got security details with him all the time, like, almost as if he's like a head of state or something. It's this level of delusional grandiosity. So so Roger Ailes, what is he? And what are people like Brit Hume, who we're going to get to in a second? What do? I mean, they sit on TV and they talk, or they manage a media business. Now, look, that's what we do. I mean, obviously on a smaller level here or whatever, but, that's great work to get if you can get it. That's fine. But it's not pulling kids out of buildings. It's not being like, it's not some ultra physically courageous masculine profession. And yet these guys are obsessed with this stuff. And they also confuse being tough and being courageous with just being an asshole. And that's why we have some sound of Brit Hume providing maybe the most demented, non sequitur, and bizarre explanation of Chris Christie's behavior. But it explains to you why Roger Ailes and all of these Republicans, and the Wall Street guys too, as a matter of fact, a commonality for all of them is they like bullying. So we're going to listen to Brit Hume explain why Chris Christie got in trouble for members of his administration using public resources to punish political enemies and put his state residents in danger. Although obviously Brit Hume won't explain it like that. He has a far more insightful explanation of why Chris Christie's in trouble. Let's play that.
So what about this bully narrative?
Well, I would have to say that in this sort of feminized atmosphere in which we exist today, guys who are masculine and muscular like that in their private conduct and kind of old-fashioned tough guys.
Pause. Muscular? Sorry. All right, go ahead.
Run some risks.
Feminized?
Feminized.
Atmosphere.
By which you mean?
By which I mean that men today have learned the lesson the hard way, that if you act like a kind of an old-fashioned guy's guy, you're in constant danger of slipping out and saying something that's going to get you in trouble and make you look like a sexist or make you look like you seem thuggish or whatever. That's the atmosphere in which he operated. This guy's very much an old-fashioned, masculine, muscular guy, and there are political risks associated with that. Maybe it shouldn't be, but that's how it is.
Again, muscular. But the other thing is, we have been feminized to not use state resources to punish our political enemies.
Why are you being such a girl,
Yeah,
Michael?
I know. Like,
What a girly man.
What a sissy. He doesn't want to use state resources to punish political enemies and put people's lives in danger because of slow EMT response. Why don't you take another feminism course and put some aromatherapy on you wuss? That is the most demented commentary I've ever heard in my life. And the great part is the woman on the panel, Howie Kurtz, loves it because he's in a perpetual midlife crisis. And Hume is droning on, and the woman goes, feminized? He's like, yeah, feminized, toots. Oh, and you know what? I can't say toots anymore because even at Fox, we've gotten so feminized. And usually when people get accused of saying thuggish or sexist things, like when Chris Christie said to a woman who was heckling him about his bad jobs policy, and he said something to the effect of, there isn't a job that's going down tonight, honey, but something else might. That's sort of sexist. And I know I can feel the estrogen.
Sort of sexist?
Yeah, I can just feel the estrogen just coursing through my body when I say that. So obviously I'm ultra feminized because I wouldn't want to use state resources to punish my political enemies or belittle a woman asking about job opportunities by making a blowjob joke. Downfall of America, Thanks a lot, Fox News. I never could have put it together so brilliantly myself. And these are these idiots. I mean, these guys are adults. They're people in real positions of power talking this nonsense. And this is what drives it. It's about hierarchy. It's about hitting those below you and about trumping up your own credentials because, you know, Britt Hume was probably, I'm going to guess, not like a great college or high school athlete or whatever other metric you want to use of masculinity. It's hilarious and disgusting.
You know, this is a great this is a great argument for why maybe in 2016 Chris Christie or any of these mans should be president. Maybe it's a great argument for why we should have a woman president. Maybe, or really bizarre.
Yeah,
for them
yeah.
to put that forward.
If your argument is
especially when they're very worried about a certain woman who's going to be running.
well,
Yeah.
that certain woman, whatever else you say about her, will kick any of these people's asses.
Well, what I'm
No,
saying
right.
here is maybe
Right.
not the best argument that you want these men in office here because they get down and dirty and do these illegal things. You really want them there. It's just the boys being boys.
Hey, if we have a woman president, who's going to legally use state resources to punish political enemies? Who's going to cause traffic jams? Who's going to tell a lady you got to have a blowjob and not get a real job? Oh! News through a friggin' Andrew Dice Clay meter. It's pathetic.
It's amazing.
Grow the fuck up.
Whoa.
Jesus. Every time. I listen to these things, I start feeling it's stunning to me.
This
All
is
right.
this is the Chris Christie theme song, by the way.
Yeah.
He's a man. Such a man. Such a man. He's a real.
Hey, you're an a-hole. You're behind, we'll go to jail. Where's this Sandy money to use for campaign advertising? That's a manly thing to do.